Hi Otters and welcome to Guided Reading. Today our text is called Amelia, Fang and the Unicorn Lords. It's quite a long text on the website, but you don't need to read it all. You just have to read up to where it says, did not shoot killer rainbows from their bottom. Well, I never imagined saying that during a lesson. It's on about page 4, near the bottom of page 4, so it's not too much to read. And I hope you can see it because I know the pages, some are light and some are dark, but hopefully you can see them clearly enough to read. If you haven't read the text yet, pause me here whilst you do so, and then press play when you're ready for some questions. Okay, then, as always, let's start with the quick start. 4 questions about the text. If you'd like, you can pause me here and go through them all in one go, or you can keep playing this and we'll go through them a question at a time. Number 1, what woke them up? Now, always a good clue. Seeing as this is the first question, have a think about where in the text it's going to be. Is it going to be the beginning, the middle, or the end of the text? It's near the beginning, and in fact, it's on that very first page. So, what woke them up? It's Amelia's pet pumpkin called Squashy. Okay, and it says that it's a pumpkin alarm clock. Okay, but the pumpkin is her pet. That's what's made the noise. Question 2. What is Florence? So again, keyword there is Florence. So you have a look through your paragraph and make sure you're reading the paragraph where it talks about her and not Amelia by accident. And now Florence was a huge, rare breed of yeti, not to be confused with a beast. If you just said that she was a yeti, you'd get the mark. But if you also showed off where you got your information from the text, you might have said how not to be confused with a beast. I wouldn't give you a mark if you said that she was also one of Amelia's best friends. I wanted Yeti in there as well. Question 3. Which holidays was it? So already you could make a sensible guess perhaps for that. I'm assuming that they're implying that it's school holidays, so have a think about what school holidays there are. Pause me here whilst you work out the answer and then press play when you're ready to hear it. Okay, so it says, which holidays was it? On the second page, I think it is, it says, oh, I just lost my place. On the second page? It's that, yes, it is on the second page. It says it was the Halloween holiday. So that is when, that's when it was. Question 4, why did Tangine used to be mean? So you're going to look through the text, you're going to look for that person's name, Tangine. It's Prince Tangine. And you're going to look for why did he used to be mean? Having a look through the text, there's quite a lot of reasons you could have written here. I would have probably said that he used to be mean because he was lonely and just wanted a friend. And that says that on page 3. You could go into more detail talking about his past and how his he didn't have a mum and things like that, but I think the main idea from the text is that he was lonely and just wanted a friend. Okay, next up, vocab check. So here are the words or phrases that I think you might be struggling with or may not have heard before. I'd like you to spend a couple minutes and see if you can work out what they mean. So as always, find those words in the text and try and use the context around it and the sentences around it to see if you can make a sensible guess. Press play when you are ready to go through the answers. Okay, then hopefully you've had time to go through those words and phrases. So it says, Florence was a huge, rare breed of yeti. You should all know what a yeti is now because our class story during our isolation was called The Abominables and it was all about yetis. And rare breed, so rare is something that doesn't happen very often or there aren't very many of them. So that implies that Florence is perhaps not quite one of a kind, but there aren't many of her kind around. It says, Grimaldi Reapterton was Death himself. So Grimaldi Reapterton is a character in the story. Okay, and then it says he was Death himself, as in the Grim Reaper. Next one, third one, it says they were about to embark on a very big quest. So a quest is a bit like an adventure. or a journey, and embark means they're about to go, they're about to leave to go on a big journey or adventure. Sheepishly means when you're a bit embarrassed. So that's when Tangine was being a bit bossy, and then the girls reminded him not to be bossy, so he was a bit embarrassed by that. And then the last one said he had neglected his kingdom. That sort of means that he left it alone. He didn't look after it properly or didn't do anything with it. So if you were to, I don't know, neglect your garden, for example, it means you wouldn't cut the grass. You sort of leave it to get all overgrown and not very nice. Right then, I think individual thinking time. So it says, "It can't be time already," Grimaldi moaned, pulling his hood over his face. Why does he pull his hood over his face? Pause me here whilst you work out the answer, and then press play when you're ready to move on. Okay then, so Grimaldi says, "It can't be time already," pulling his hood over his face. He pulls his hood over his face to hide it so he can stay asleep for that little bit longer. He's not quite ready to get out of bed yet. Next question is partner talk. You don't have to write the answer for this one down, but you can if you'd like. Okay, so you don't need to write this answer down, but have a think about it. Maybe have a chat with a neighbour or, well, not a neighbour, a sibling or a parent, whoever you've got at home. It says, why do you think most of the creatures in the kingdom would be going to bed at sunrise? So have a think about what kind of kingdom are we in and what are the creatures. So why do you think most of the creatures in the kingdom would be going to bed at sunrise? Pause me here and then press play when you're ready to move on. Okay then, so why do you think most of the creatures in the kingdom would be going to bed at sunrise? If you said something along the lines of those creatures only come out at night time and how they're nocturnal, perhaps, because if you have a think about like the Grim Reaper and the vampires and things, you don't expect them to be out in broad daylight. And you could have also maybe said how maybe the creatures that they hunted were only out at night as well. So the main reason is that they're monsters and they don't want to be seen by humans, so they stay in during the day. Individual thinking. So it says, "Don't clap me," said Florence, clenching her big fairy fists. How is Florence feeling and how do you know? So this would require some explanation, and I would maybe use some evidence from the text to support your answer. The question, the sentence then that I think you would use to answer this is, I think that Florence is feeling blank because blank. And that's how I would answer that one. I don't just want a one-word answer. You must explain how you know that's how she's feeling. Pause me here whilst you answer it and then press play when you're ready to move on. Okay then, so if you said something about her being angry or annoyed perhaps, I would give you a mark. I wouldn't go for sad, maybe upset but I think angry or annoyed would be, or mad or something along those lines would be more suitable. And how do you know? Well, you could say because she's raising her voice, and we know that because the speech is all in capitals and there's an exclamation mark. And she's also she's clenching her fists, which you normally do out of anger and out of frustration maybe. Now it's time for some solo works, and this definitely has to be written down. Okay, so it says Tangine and Isadora Moon are both half vampire and half fairy. How are the two characters different despite this similarity? So I would prefer this answer in a paragraph. If you're really struggling, you could make a bullet pointed list of how they're different, but I would prefer it to be answered in full sentences. Your sentence then might be something that something along the lines of Tangine and Isadora are different because, and then you can list your reasons why. Pause me here and then press play when you're finished. Okay then guys, that's it for today's guided reading. Thank you very much. Don't forget to send your work in to me so I can share some good examples during our welcome video. Thanks, bye.